Hey there folks, it's Yaken here from Trendground. Alright, so in this video, I'm going to review this Infinix HOT 30 after 2 weeks of usage. Alright, so let's start off. Alright, so firstly, let's talk about the design. Now, for an entry-level smartphone, I think this guy is really huge and stylish as well, because it's actually rocking a 6.78 inches display over here. As you can see, it is a huge device. Now, the other part why I'm saying it is a stylish device is because it's using a shifting zone design. So if you have like sunlight shine onto the back on this sonic white color, yeah, you can see like the light reflection. The design looks like a wing, so I kind of like it. Yeah, so definitely in terms of the design on this device, it has greatly improved. So not only the back cover texture that has improved, look at the camera bumps. Now they are also looking much more slicker. And as for the sides, they are flat edges, but there's a contour on the power button that lets you allow better feeling to know which is the power button. So the power button also acts as a fingerprint scanner if you need to know. Alright, and also it has a 3.5mm headphone jack. Now let's talk about the performance on this Infinix HOT 30. Alright, so it's powered by the MediaTek Helio G88 chipset and paired along with 8 gigs of RAM and 256 gigabytes of internal storage. For the RAM, you can add additional 8 gigs of virtual RAM, making it into 16 gigs of RAM, but I doubt that will actually help a lot in day-to-day usage. Okay. Now, there's one thing I'm actually wanting to tell you guys in terms of this internal specification setup. I have to say it's really kind of little bit sluggish. All right. I'm not sure, maybe I'm suspecting it could be the UFS that they are using is actually very slow. Okay, so I have tapped the gallery right now. So as you can see, it's actually taking a while to load up. Yeah, you can see there is some sluggishness into it. So if you want to use this device, yeah, you do have to anticipate it. Okay, but day-to-day usage is not really that bad. And if you are going to game with this device, I'm sorry to say that you need to set most of the settings to the lowest if you want a stable frame rate, especially like games for Genshin Impact. Even at the lower settings, 30 frames per second, it still struggles a lot. You can notice like stutters, lagness, and so on. Even for the game that they are actually collaborating with, Free Fire, okay, yeah, you can actually run to the higher settings, but occasionally you can notice there are some frame drops as well. So once again, set your game settings to the lowest as possible if you want to play game on this Infinix HOT 30. In terms for the software part, so this device is actually running XOS version 12.6.0 and running the latest Android 13. Now, the overall of the layout over here, I kind of like it, not bad, it's really nice, but there's too much of a bloatware apps. Alright, so as you can see, there are some like bloatware apps. Some of the games I downloaded into it, but definitely you can see this. Now let's talk about the display and audio on this HOT 30. Alright, so the display I have mentioned is running a 6.78 inches LCD display that supports 90Hz refresh rate and is a 1080p display. Okay, now peak brightness here is up to 600 nits, which I think is actually quite adequate for indoor usage. But if you are planning to use it outdoor, yeah, you might be struggling a little bit with the glare and also reflection as well. Despite that, the colors produced on this LCD screen is actually really nice. So if you want to watch videos, yeah, you're going to love it. And meanwhile, so there is a actually stereo speaker setup on here as well. They sounded quite okay. I wouldn't say they are like the best stereo speakers you can get in the terms of the entry level device, but it is fairly loud enough. Okay, so let me just play a YouTube video. Impression of this Infinix HOT 30. This device is going to be launching soon in Malaysia, so we have an opportunity to do a quick unboxing for you guys to watch. Alright. So as you can hear, it's already in the max volume. Yeah, it's quite fairly loud. Definitely clarity and bass could improve a little bit more, but hey, still works fine for me over here. And definitely the display is also quite good as well, thanks to that crisp 90 Hz refresh rate and also the vivid colors as well. Next thing I want to highlight is the cameras on this Infinix HOT 30. On the rear, there's only a 50 megapixel main camera you can actually shoot. Alright, the other one is just a depth sensor. And meanwhile, in front is a 8 megapixel selfie camera. In terms of photos, the rear main camera is going to capture nice shot in bright daylight. But when low light situation, the photos don't really look good. And you really need to rely on super night mode. However, super night mode will take a little bit time to process. So if your subject is moving around during low light condition and you're using super night mode, yeah, you're going to have some blurriness onto your photo. Alright. Now, meanwhile, for the selfie shooter, it's just producing an average photo. Not to say it's that bad, not to say it's that good as well. Just average. And in low light situation, you definitely have to turn on the LED flash to enhance the photo, because no matter what, when the lighting situation is getting tougher, you're going to see a lot of noise and soft details happening on the selfie shots. So if you are planning to get this device to capture video for like content creation or social media, I'm not really going to be suggesting you to use this so frequently, because the video quality, in my honest opinion, I felt like it's a little bit below average. Okay, despite it can shoot up to 2K 30 frames per second on the rear and the front camera. This also doesn't help much when the mic quality is also a little bit below average. Okay, so I won't elaborate too much on the video anymore. You go and check out the sample and then you will know what I mean. Alright folks, so this video is being shot with the selfie on the Infinix HOT 30 in 2K 30 frames per second. This is the video and audio quality. Now let's check out the stabilization. Right, so I'm simulating. I'm actually running a little bit. So what do you think? Okay, and this is just like walk. Let me know.
Mari sama-sama kita meraihkan HOT 30 series dan juga majlis berbuka puasa bersama Infinix.
But one good thing about this device is definitely it has a large battery size. Yeah. So in the battery department on this Infinix HOT 30 is actually using a 5000 milliamp battery. Yeah, so it's going definitely to last you throughout at least 1 to 1.5 days of usage. And not only that, Infinix is also including a 33-watt charger in the box as well, so you can charge back your device without too much of a downtime as well. So, but one thing, do take note that if you are constantly taking a lot of photos, videos, playing games the whole day, yeah, you're going to see the battery depletion to be even faster, okay? So take note on that. Alright folks, it's time to wrap things up on this Infinix HOT 30 review with my final verdict. So in Malaysia, this device is costing 599 ringgit Malaysia. That price point really allows you to forgive some of its cons, and you're going to appreciate the pros on this device. But for me, I would give it a solid 6.5 out of 10. Yeah, because number one, this device is actually been using a dated chip. I wish they could have just put a little bit more horsepower onto this Hot 30 device here. I think if they up the performance a little bit more, it's going to be a much more solid device for an entry level user. And who should you be getting this device for? I think it's good for the kids, maybe your parents. You know, they want a large screen to keep watching YouTube contents or maybe Netflix. I'm not too sure. Whatever streaming service they would prefer to. Yeah, I think this is a perfect device for them. Okay, or perhaps you want a device for your office work. You know, this is actually a considerably good device to get it for 600 ringgit Malaysia. Yeah, you can't really go wrong much. All right, so pretty much that's all for the Infinix Hot 30 review. Hopefully you learn about it, and if you want to get it, please make sure go and get it right now. Okay, yeah, it's really hot because of its price point. Now, special thanks to Infinix Malaysia for providing the loan review you need. However, this is not a paid content. Therefore, there's no final approval, no creative input is required for this video review. Okay, what I'm saying here is actually based on 2 weeks of usage, and there's also software updates that will give a different experience in the future. So take note on that. I'm Ken from Trend Ground, and if you're still new to the YouTube channel, please subscribe, follow us on social media, like this video, drop some comments, and I'll see you guys on the next one.